Hello friends, welcome to ASP.NET tutorial. In the last video, we configured the SqlDataSource Control. Now we will place a ListBox Control. Right, this is the ListBox Control. We will place the ListBox Control and bind that ListBox Control to the SqlDataSource Control. Right, this is the data supplier, and now we will bind and pull the data from this SQL data source. And we know that in the last video itself we configured this SQL data source control, which retrieves title ID and title from the pubs database. Right, now we will see how to bind this list box to the SQL data source. In the last video, we are done setting up the SQL data source. Now we will bind the ListBox control with the SQL data source control, which was set up in the previous video. Now let's go to the demo. First, we will place a standard label control, and we will invoke the property here, and we will state it as a list of titles, and if required we can change the font size as well as color. Right, so we just provided the list of titles, and now we will place a ListBox control here. Drag and drop the ListBox control, and we can also set size if needed. And when you go to source, you can see all these controls are added. Right, this is the label which we added. Then we added a ListBox control. Now just resized it. We will click on the quick access menu and choose data source. And when I expand this, select data source. Since we already configured one data source, that will be displayed here. Let's call data source 1. That's what we configured, and it is available in this form. Right, so let's pick SQL data source here. Select the data field to display in the list box. We know that this SQL data source supplies two columns. One is title and another one is title ID. We want to display title in the list box, so we picked title, and when the control renders the items, it will renders the title. That means if we go to database, the control will render the title, right? And select data field for the value. So user will see the title, and let's state that user is picking a specific title, but is it user friendly? That's the title user is picking. And when user picks this title, we want the list box to report the title ID. So for that, what we can do, we can select the data field for the value. So this is display is title, and associated value is title ID. Right, that's how we are configuring. Now let's click OK here. Let's build this solution. So rebuild all is succeeded, and we already bound this SQL data source with the list of title, right? Now let's execute this. And if you see, now our list box is displaying all the titles from titles table. So these are all the titles, and you can verify those from here. Right? The same content is displayed in our web form as well. Right? That's all here in this video. Now we are pulling data from our titles table of the pubs database. Right? ListBox was bound with the backend database. We will proceed in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.